Day one of the third Athletes Unlimited Championship season started fast, and the Bats were alive with a combined 5 home runs from familiar sources of power. Not to be outdone, pitchers also made statements from the Zerkle in the quest to continue that position's hold on wearing gold when the final points are tallied. Every moment counts, and day 2 promises more unlimited athletic ability from Rosemont. Saturday softball in the big city. We are live in Rosemont, Illinois. 2 games coming your way. We've got runs, hits, errors, and points. AU softball. Folks, it is a thing. Our first game, Team Zerkle going to take on Team Chidester. This is just a phenomenal display. Now in year 3 with Athletes Unlimited softball, it's the best of the best playing in a consistent environment, no variables, and we can determine who the best player is, and we will when it's all said and done after 5 weeks. 60 world-class athletes playing in an innovative scoring system. Every single thing is rewarded or detracted from your score. New teams every single week. You want to be the top 4 players, and then you can be a captain and pick your own team. Glad to have you along for the ride with my partner, Madison Chipman. I am Eric Collins, and this is now day 2 of year 3 of Athletes Unlimited softball. Yesterday, opening night, was a lot of fun. We saw 2 games, very close, intense, just the way you like them.
It was so exciting to be able to watch these ladies compete out there during opening day yesterday. We saw a little bit of everything. We saw some good pitching performances, but Eric, you know my mind goes immediately to the hitters, and we saw a couple of balls leave the park yesterday. One of those coming from Deja Mulipola. She was one of the most consistent hitters in all of AUX back in June, and she actually went yard yesterday off of the AUX champion in Danielle O'Toole, so she is picking up right where she left off in June and bringing that here to Rosemont. But she wasn't the only one to hit a home run yesterday. 3 different players for Team Chidester went yard yesterday, and it all started with Anissa Urtez hitting this one way over the center field wall, and then followed up by her fiance Amanda Chidester hitting that one even further out to center field, and then Erica Piancastelli with a 3rd solo shot on the day for Team Chidester, going Oppo Taco on that one.
Scoring system goes like this. The biggest thing that you can do is just win. That's consistent with the game of softball. You win, every single player on a certain team gets 50 points. If you win an inning, everyone gets 10 points. That keeps it interesting all game long. And then offensively, everything you do, plus 10 for singles, plus 10 for stolen bases, 40 points for a homer. Pitchers get 4 points for every out. And when it's all said and done, there's a voting for MVPs with the big dollar one, MVP 1, which is a plus 60. 3rd member of our crew, Key Michael, is in the building. Key, where are you and what's going on?
Who knows where I am? I'm a little bit everywhere, Eric, but I'm so excited. Softball is back. Yesterday, what an amazing opening day, and I can't wait to do it all again today. I'm going to be roaming around. I'm going to be asking questions to fans, to friends, to family, just everyone. So use hashtag KeyCam if you have questions. I'll answer them for you.
Sounds good to me. A lot of activity. We've got 2 games today, and our first one is a battle of 2 teams that, one won yesterday, one lost the other day. Team Zerkle, they beat Team Ocasio 4-2. Team Chidester, they lost in heartbreaking fashion 4-3 to Team Eberly. So a new day, new opportunity for Team Chidester. They will start on defense, and getting the starting assignment for Team Chidester is Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, who was super impressive in the June season out of San Diego that we called AUX.
There were a couple of players that really made a splash back in June, one of those being Sydney Littlejohn Watkins. Graduated from Alabama several years ago, but decided to come back out of retirement because of just how exciting Athletes Unlimited was. She wanted to be a part of it. The biggest thing that you're going to see out of her in the Zerkle is that curveball that she throws to both sides of the plate. She has such elite movement on that pitch, moves about a foot moving across the plate, and it's something that's really spectacular to watch.
Yeah, you're not exaggerating with that moving a foot. We were low to the plate out in San Diego, and just watching that ball go right to left was a thing of beauty. I guess it would be left to right. Let's take a look at the lineup card for Captain Morgan Zerkle. She starts things off with Megan Wiggins. She inserts herself in the number 2 spot. Sydney Romero. Savannah Jaquish last night, 130 points. She's currently 8th on the leaderboard. Mulipola. Rachel Garcia, starting pitcher yesterday, DP right now. Filler, Gano, and Busby rounding out the 9. All right, let's do it. Perfect day weather-wise here in Rosemont, Illinois. I looked at the weather early in the week. It said no chance of rain. That's all I was really worried about. But I didn't factor in just what beautiful blue skies we would have. Temperatures in the high 70s, a little bit of a nice breeze.
I was going to say the breeze makes it feel absolutely phenomenal out here. Could not ask for better weather.
And we're underway. Megan Wiggins takes outside for a ball. It's an all SEC matchup right here. You get Megan Wiggins, played collegiately at Georgia, working against Sydney Littlejohn Watkins from Alabama. Breaking ball, bounced foul, right side. Megan Wiggins, all smiles, currently 10th on the leaderboard, 100 points yesterday. Two balls and a strike to Wiggins. Littlejohn Watkins is trying to get that breaking ball to curve over. It hasn't done so far.
Looks like she's trying to establish the outside part of the plate. One weakness we saw from her back in AUX was throwing to the left-handed batters because her ball was curving inside to them. And it seems here she's really trying to work the outside parts of the strike zone.
She throws 5 pitches and walks Megan Wiggins to begin our ball game. Defensively, Team Chidester lines up this way, an outfield of Andrews, McClenny, and Nichols left to right. In the infield, you got Sydney Sherrill, very impressive over at third. Urtez, one of the best shortstops defensively in the world today. Sierra Romero and the captain Chidester is at first behind the plate. Making her first start here in our championship season is Jordan Roberts. Here's Morgan Zerkle. Perfect day for her yesterday. 1 for 1 with a double and 2 walks. Breaking ball can make you look silly.
Looks like she took a little bit off of that pitch too. Morgan Zerkle swinging way out in front. One of those triple threat lefties coming from the left side that can bunt, slap, hit away, but it seems so far in this season she's really liked swinging away up there.
Zerkle has matured as a player. This is her 3rd season with Athletes Unlimited. First year, 2020, didn't have a homer all season long. Hit 4 of them last year. Two balls and 2 strikes to Zerkle. Stays alive. We saw really clean games yesterday. 2 games, and it didn't really feel like it was opening day for any of the 4 teams. Softly, right side, Romero to Urtez. That's the game's first out. No chance to get Zerkle, who is speedy down the line.
Good job by Littlejohn Watkins too, just trying to establish that strike zone. Throws this one low in the zone. You can see just how far out in front Morgan Zerkle is on her swing. Sierra Romero fields that one easily, gets the lead runner out at 2 to record the first out in this ball game.
So Zerkle's on at first, and now Sierra Romero's sister, Sydney Romero, will grab a bat. There goes Zerkle on the very first pitch, uber aggressive, and she steals second base. That is a +10 for Zerkle.
Got a really good jump on that one too. Knowing that Sydney Littlejohn Watkins doesn't throw with the highest velocity, so that's definitely going to help her on the base paths, being able to steal that base.
Smoked into center field. This should score the run. Zerkle's being waved around third. McClenny's throw is cut off by Chidester. It's a 1-0 lead for Team Zerkle.
Next up, the catcher, number 27.
It's a great swing by Sydney Romero too, knowing the tendency that the pitch has coming out of the hand of Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, and it's going to continue to curve away from her barrel. She doesn't try to pull it out to left field. She goes with that pitch, drives it back up the middle to get the first run across in this ball game.
Good start for Team Zerkle. Here's Savannah Jaquich. Jaquich, the 3rd baseman today. Always got to mention what position she's playing because she is maybe the most versatile player with Athletes Unlimited. Seen her all over the diamond for 3 years. 2 for 3 yesterday for Jakewish. And they appealed on the first base line. She went too far. Jakewish, the all-time home run leader in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball. 9 homers in 2020, 4 homers last year. She's got 13 homers in 2 seasons.
That's really impressive just to be able to put up those types of numbers, especially the pitchers that she's going up against. And I think even yesterday we saw some great examples of really solid at-bats out of her. Long at-bats, seeing a lot of pitches, maybe fouling off some marginal ones, and then ultimately getting really good barrel contact on those 2 base hits she had last night.
That'll make it through the left side of the infield. Another single for Team Zerkle. Romero goes over to third, and now Jakewish caught in a pickle. This may score a run if Romero is frisky. Here she comes down the line, and now she's caught in between third and home, but she makes it safely. Oh, man. Wonderful base running by Team Zerkle, and they steal another run.
I'd imagine that was not exactly the game plan going into that at-bat, but it ended up working out perfectly for Team Zerkle. Savannah Jakewish hits this one hard through the 5-6 hole, and then it's Haley McClinney, it's Aaliyah Andrews coming up to throw home, and I love how Sydney Romero's eyes are on the ball the entire time. When Jakewish got into that rundown in between first and second base, she was just waiting for that opportunity for that defender to take that extra step towards second base. As soon as they did, she immediately took off and scored the second run.
Deja Mulipola is hit. So runners on at first and at second, still just 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That actually counts for points though. +8 for Mulipola getting hit with a pitch.
Might just be a bit of a painful 8 points to rack up, but Deja Mulipola happy to extend this inning for Team Zerkle. Sydney Littlejohn Watkins having a little bit of a hard time establishing the strike zone here.
Softly off the end of the bat, that humpback liner caught by the second baseman Romero. 1 pitch, 1 out. Rachel Garcia is the second out here in our first inning.
So important for these pitchers early in the ball game to try to figure out what sorts of calls they're going to get behind home plate. Yesterday we saw really good strike zone, giving them the outside corner especially, and so far in this ball game have not been giving those calls outside.
Andrea Filler, the batter. Filler coming with her own personal cheering section. Played at Northwestern, not too far away, here in the Chicagoland area. Very familiar face in these parts. Filler actually playing professionally on this field. Many years, the Chicago Bandits, calling Parkway Bank Sports Complex their home when they played National Pro Fast Pitch. Filler, member of that team. Filler 0 for 3 yesterday. Team Zerkle scored 2 runs in the first inning yesterday en route to their 4-2 win over Team Ocasio. Sitting on 2 right now here in Saturday's first inning. Looking for more. 2-2 pitch. Do it again.
Last 2 pitches, Littlejohn Watkins going with that curveball outside, but earlier kind of saw her working the pitches more down in the zone. We talk a lot about these points and how you jump up on the leaderboard. A big way to do that is to get those team wins. All these players are going out there to win these ball games because they know that's what's going to ultimately bump them up on that leaderboard.
It's our Geico leaderboard. You saw that Deja Mulipola is now second. She began the day third, but because she got hit with a pitch, a +8, she leapfrogs over Rachel Garcia. So a bruise and a bump up the Geico leaderboard. Littlejohn Watkins wanted that one, misses inside. Base on balls is a +8 for Filler, and the bases are loaded.
A couple of these spots, I'm not exactly sure where they're missing. That one a bit inside, not by much. I feel like that was a pitch that was called for a strike in yesterday's ball games, but not getting that call today.
Uh-oh. The last time Courtney Gano batted with the bases loaded, she hit a homer. That was out in San Diego to close out the AUX season in June. Now batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in our first inning. Quickly down to the count, 0-2, Courtney Gano. Tried to get her to chase, wouldn't do it. Little number, a lot of spin, no one's at first base, and now the second baseman, Romero, didn't get there in time. A run scores. A run scores, making it 3-0. Team Chidester immediately asking for a captain's challenge. Chidester had to stray far off the bag and hope that Sierra Romero made it to first behind her.
And that ground ball was hit so softly that I think that was the right move defensively for Chidester to come off of first base to make that play. Sierra Romero having to run a long way for this one. Comes across. When I watched it live, I thought she beat it. Yeah, clearly out right there.
Our replay official, Rachel Palmer, has a quick call.
The runner is out. The runner is out. The call is overturned. The runner is out.
That was quick, decisive. Now the home plate umpire, Jim Cooper, will let everyone in the building know what we just found out. All right, that's the beauty of the Captain's Challenge here with Athletes Unlimited Softball. But a good start for Team Zerkle. They lead Team Chidester 2-0. Cool moment before the game even began. Longtime mayor of the village of Rosemont, Brad Stevens, his daughter Juliana, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Welcome back, everyone. So far, so good for Team Zerkle. They lead 2-0 here as we play the bottom of the first inning. Team Chidester heading to the bat rack, looking to get their mojo going against Taylor McQuillan. Make the argument that yesterday Taylor McQuillan, maybe Carrie Eberly, the best pitcher in the 2 games we saw.
Yeah, I agree. I think Taylor McQuillan threw really well yesterday, had some great movement on her pitches. Of course, being a different look coming from the left side, she's going to throw that curveball to both sides of the plate, so she'll throw it inside to left-handed batters along with away from the lefties, try to break that ball hard into the right-handed batters. She'll also work the ball up in the zone with that good upspin, but she just has a great job of finding the finesse on her pitches depending upon what the batters are doing. This is a look at her 5 strikeouts from last night. Going up against a lefty batter, that backdoor curve starts like it's coming at the lefty, curves back across the plate, throws the same location to the righty, back away to the lefty, and then back inside. To get a ton of strikeouts looking yesterday, that is a good sign of just how far your ball is breaking when you get those strikeouts working.
And McQuillan got 7 outs yesterday, 5 via the K, and the other 2 outs were ground ball outs. Only fly in the ointment was she hit a couple of batters. Gwen Svekis and Danielle Gibson both wearing pitches from McQuillan. First pitch of the ball game for McQuillan is a called strike 1 to Haley McClenny. Haley McClenny leads things off for Team Chidester. Sierra Romero, the captain, Chitty. Erica Biancastelli, Anissa Urtez, Bubba Nichols. Nice game yesterday. Jordan Roberts with a bat in her hand, Sydney Sherrill, and Aaliyah Andrews. Madison just looking at those 9 names. 6 are right-handed batters, 3 lefty.
Yeah, you think the righties have a bit more of an advantage going up against somebody like Taylor McQuillan than the lefties do, especially with the way that her ball was moving yesterday. She was effective, though, to both the righties and the lefties. But Team Zerkle very strategic in how they use their pitchers between Rachel Garcia and Taylor McQuillan yesterday, using them depending upon who was up in the order, whether it be a righty or a lefty, to try to work that to their advantage.
How about this, going the extra mile? Of those 5 strikeouts that McQuillan had yesterday, the 3 strikeouts that she had of left-handed batters were all looking.
And both inside pitches and outside pitches. And I just think it speaks volumes to how much that curveball is breaking.
High pop-up, foul territory, and out of play.
And knowing that, I think you're going to get swings at pitches like we just saw from Haley McClinney taking a hack at a curveball way inside, just trying to get rid of that pitch.
McClinney from Morse, Alabama, that is just outside of Birmingham. And good professional at bat from McClinney, works the leadoff walk. So runner aboard for Team Chidester. Let's talk about the defense for Team Zerkle. You got Wiggins, Zerkle, and Busby in the outfield. Infield of Jaquish and Sydney Romero on the left side, with Filler and Gano on the right side. Deja Mulipola is behind the plate. Massive swing, Sierra Romero, I love it. Comes up empty, but she's never been cheated over the last decade and a half.
She's had to overcome so much too, that injury back in 2019, several surgeries to get herself back ready to play professionally.
Off the end of the bat, catch made by Gano. First out of the inning.
The first baseman, number 4, Amanda Chidester.
All the interactions between the players always make me smile too, just how much fun everybody's having.
Amanda Chidester. Her first look at McQuillan. Called strike 1.
Well, we saw Amanda Chidester hit a ball a long way last night. This is off the lefty Haley Wagner, a pitch left way too much over the heart of the plate. Perfectly on time for it. That one went well over 300 feet.
For Chiddy, that is her 11th home run in now 31 Athletes Unlimited Championship season games. The only players with more homers than Amanda Chidester in 3 seasons. Savannah Jaquish and her teammate Erica Piancastelli, who's in the on-deck circle. But they're all within reach. Jaquish 13 homers, Piancastelli 12, Chidester 11. Called strike 3. McQuillan's first strikeout of the ball game.
And of course, it's another strikeout looking. Works this curveball inside to Amanda Chidester. You can see where this pitch starts off. It's actually a drop curve. Starts off on the outside part of the plate, works its way across, inside and down in the zone to strike out Chidester.
That's the first time so far in the first inning that McQuillan hasn't started a batter with a strike. Ball 1 to Erica Piancastelli. Piancastelli a home run yesterday. Piancastelli's homer yesterday, her 13th of her career. So Jaquish and Piancastelli, a baker's dozen. Chidester 2 behind. It's one of the cool things about this season is we're starting to get a lot of history, and players have played a decent amount of games and had a whole bunch of at-bats over the 3 seasons.
I know you love the history.
I do.
I love hearing about it too.
Quality pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Piancastelli. Piancastelli hit a whole bunch of homers in college. 75 of them. 17th all-time in Division I.
A lot of home runs in the Home Run Derby she just participated in
That's
as
cool to see.
well over in London. That was really fun. Ended up being MVP of that Home Run Derby.
Blocked by the catcher, Mulipola, but very aggressive on the base pass. McClinney takes an extra bag.
Not much you can do on that if you're Deja Mulipola back behind the plate. A changeup bounces in front of home plate. She kept it in front, but McClinney showing off the wheels, moving on over into scoring position.
3-2. Right back to McQuillan, can't make the play. Filler surrounds it, makes the play from second. Nice play by Filler, and the side is retired. It's an inning win for Team Zerkle. When we come back, Haley Busby, newcomer to Athletes Unlimited. She'll be in the right-handed batter's box. Real good start for Team Zerkle. Second consecutive day they win the first inning, so already a +10 for everyone on Team Zerkle. And now leading things off in the second inning, Haley Busby. That last name of Busby, it means something to baseball fans. Her father, Mike Busby, also wearing number 54. Spent parts of 4 seasons in the big leagues with the St. Louis Cardinals. She actually never got a chance to experience that wonderful time in the big leagues. He last pitched in the big leagues in 1999, 2 months before she was born. Yeah, her dad, big-time right-handed thrower back in the 90s, played on those teams with Mark McGuire. He pitched in the game where Mark McGuire hit home runs 67 and 68, tail end of the 1998 season.
I'd imagine it's got to be so fun for Haley to look back at some of those videos and watch her dad pitching out there. I'd love to take some BP off of that and see what I could do.
They moved to Arizona. She grew up in Arizona, Sandra Day O'Connor High School. One hopper, second baseman Sierra Romero throws out Busby. Over the years, we hear so many stories about dads and their daughters and moms and their daughters. It's pretty cool how it can come from anywhere, the love of softball and the ability to get better. Someone always makes that connection with these players and helps them to get where they are.
A lot of athletic families, too, that we hear about here in Athletes Unlimited. Of course, we see the Romero sisters out there playing.
Ooh, something broke off the bat from Megan Wiggins. I don't know what that was, but this is going to be a quick 2-pitch, 2-out inning.
You know, it's interesting, Eric. I think that happened back in June at AUX. It looks like the cap of the bat popped off when she made contact with that ball.
Huh. All right, here is Morgan Zerkle. Taking all the way. You don't want to have a super quick inning. You got to give your team a chance to at least recuperate a little bit in the dugout. So Zerkle taking, and it's called strike one. Oh, and 2. Morgan Zerkle beginning her day in the top 10 of the leaderboard. What's new? This is her 4th different season with Athletes Unlimited, either the championship season or AUX. And every single time she has finished in the top 10. Little sneak attack. How about that, Morgan Zerkle? That's how she picks up points. It's impossible to get her out. And she's going to be in scoring position with 2 down.
And Eric, I was just looking at the infield. I know that we've seen Morgan Zerkle swing away a lot so far in this championship season, but with 2 strikes, it looked like she choked up on the bat a little bit. You can see just how deep the infield is. She is so fast running down the base path. As soon as she puts that ball in play, she's going to put pressure on the defense to have to make a play quickly. Little John Watkins got up to it, but that throw just a bit offline and allows Zerkle to advance all the way to 2.
So it's going to be scored a single for Zerkle, so give her a +10. She moves to second on the error by Little John Watkins. She's in scoring position for Sydney Romero. The inning was going swimmingly for Little John Watkins. A couple of ground ball outs, Busby and Wiggins. But now in a pickle. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Sydney Sherrill. Everyone is raving about her defense, and you've just seen it. Made that difficult backhand look easy, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit. 1 runner left in scoring position. A 0 put up on the board.
Sydney Sherrill making this one look easy on the hot corner, moving to her right, backhands it, fires it across the diamond for the 3rd out.
Bottom of our 2nd inning. First of 2 games today from Rosemont, Illinois. Here is our updated leaderboard brought to you by Geico. Deja Mulipola has drawn even with Carrie Eberly atop our leaderboard.
I think the biggest question coming into this season is this going to be the season that a position player, a hitter, finally wins that title? Because historically we've always seen the pitchers or the hitting pitchers come out with the titles, and somebody like a Deja Mulipola I think has a really good shot just because of how consistent she is up at the plate, and her bat is a difference maker. Also, you put that with what she's able to do back behind the plate, her team's trying to rack up some of those win points as well.
Anissa Urtez leads things off for Team Chidester. Amanda Chidester, the captain, taking Anissa Urtez with her 1st overall pick in last week's draft. Urtez yesterday a home run. Again, that 34th on the leaderboard. Team Chidester didn't win a whole lot of innings, didn't win the game against Team Eberly. That's the main way to score points here with Athletes Unlimited. Two balls and 2 strikes. Oh, you always want to be a trendsetter. And I think the Team Eberly may have started a trend. Remember they wore those stirrups yesterday in their win? I'm seeing a lot of people on Team Zerkle with their stirrups showing today.
Well, when Team Eberly gets a win yesterday, you go ahead and bust out the stirrups the next day for this team, trying to see if it can bring you some luck and win another game. I think they look sharp. I like the stirrup.
Clearly they're good luck too. 3-2 pitch. Golfed into center field, heading back. Zerkle over her head. It's gone. 2nd consecutive day that Anissa Urtez leaves the ballpark, and it's an inning win for Team Chidester. 50 points, 1 swing of the bat for Anissa Urtez.
Such a pretty swing on this pitch, too. We've talked about the movement that Taylor McQuillan has on her pitches, especially moving inside to these right-handed batters. Look at where Anissa Urtez is set up with her toes on the chalk line, challenging McQuillan to bring that pitch inside. It's actually working its way down in the zone, too. She drops her barrel, gets underneath it, and drives that thing out of the yard.
252 feet to straightaway center. Ball left her bat at 70 miles per hour. It's amazing the power surge that we've seen from Urtez over the last couple of seasons. Bubba Nichols right back to the circle, 1st out of the 2nd inning.
The catcher, number 41, Jordan Roberts.
Here's Jordan Roberts, former Florida Gator, now in her 3rd season with Athletes Unlimited. Roberts super respected around this league. She does a lot of catching in the bullpens, doing a lot of other things besides thinking about the actual game. And then she's asked to come in and pinch hit late in the ball game. And more often than not, she gives you a great at bat. She's got enormous power.
I think being a pinch hitter is one of the toughest jobs in the game of softball too, just because you have to be locked in at all times. You might not get the same amount of reps as far as numbers of at-bats that some of your teammates might get, so that's where it's so important to take in all of the information that you're seeing from your teammates going up to the plate before you, communicating constantly throughout the ball game, because you never know when your name's going to get called upon.
The big hat. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Roberts. Roberts a part of a lot of winning during her collegiate days in Gainesville, Florida. McQuillan strikes out Roberts. So McQuillan gives up the home run to Urtez and then gets Nichols to bounce back to the circle and strikes out Roberts.
It's a good way to respond too after giving up that solo shot, that quick ground ball out, and then she's working these pitches outside to Jordan Roberts. Not phased at all by Anissa Urtez's swing, leaving the yard, just gets right back to it, focuses one pitch at a time, and is relying on that tight spin, that great movement on those pitches.
Sydney Sherrill, the batter, from Moore, Oklahoma. Played at Florida State, where she was the worthy heir of the hot corner. Jesse Warren, of course, just an all-everything defender and hitter at third base. Sydney Sherrill had to replace her at third and did a phenomenal job, just phenomenal. Down the left field line, this is caught in foul territory by Megan Wiggins. So after the home run by Urtez, 3 set down by Taylor McQuillan. It's a 2-1 ball game. Team Zerkle leads Team Chidester as we head to inning number 3. A +10 for Team Chidester. Now we come back. Oh, we're going to have royalty. Rosemont royalty. The mayor, Brad Stevens, standing by with Key. Team Zerkle, they win the first inning. Team Chidester, they respond by winning the second inning. We're now in the top of the third. Key Michael is standing by with the mayor of the village of Rosemont, Brad Stevens. Key.
Yes, Brad and Juliana, the star of the show. You had an awesome first pitch, and you got to warm up with none other than Lily Piper. Was that fun?
Yeah. How much fun was it?
Super. And who's your favorite player out there to watch?
Abby.
Abby Ramirez, why is that?
Why was Abby your favorite player? Because she coached you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we spoke a little bit earlier about how Rosemont is the hub of softball, and I could feel it just showing up here in one day. I can already tell that softball lives here. And why is that?
Well, this is the first facility that was built specifically for a women's professional team, and that was the Chicago Bandits. And we're proud to host women's softball. Since that time, I think it was in the late 2000s.
That is so awesome. And you're now a softball family.
Oh, yeah, we love it. Juliana played this year, first year as a 6-year-old playing with 7- and 8-year-olds, and she's looking forward to a fall season and rolling into maybe some more time with Abby.
And you were undefeated, or you only lost one game this year.
Right? You only lost one game? Yeah? All right.
All right, last question. If you could play any other sport than softball, what would it be? Say volleyball.
Volleyball.
Yes! Thank you. High five. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Great job, Key. If you can't tell, you didn't know, Key Michael is a tremendous Athletes Unlimited volleyball player.
I don't often feel short standing next to people, but standing next to Key, she makes me feel very short.
Savannah Jaquish grounded out to the shortstop, Anissa Urtez. And this is now Deja Mulipola. First time up, a +8. Hit with a pitch. Mulipola. Her second year as a professional, Athletes Unlimited. Longtime member of Team USA, was over in the Olympics last season. I remember she was telling stories last year about how she was always undersized as a softball player growing up. She has just turned into a powerful athlete.
She is so strong in her swing up at the plate, but also what she's able to do behind the dish, the way that she moves and how strong her arm is too. That's something that these runners definitely think about when they get on the base paths with Deja back behind the plate, whether or not they want to try to run on her.
So she doesn't have a hit today, but she's already +16 stat points. Hit with a pitch and now a walk. With that walk, Mulipola pulls ahead of Carrie Eberly. They had been tied. Mulipola pulls ahead of Carrie Eberly and is now the leader on our leaderboard in points. Everything changes quickly here in AU. Softly, right side, could be two. There's one. In time, double play. We've had a whole bunch of double plays here, first 2 days of our season. 4-3 double play. Rachel Garcia hits into the twin kill. So add it up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. A 0 put on the board. The bottom of the third from Rosemont, Illinois, when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. It has been a quick 2.5 innings. We're now in the bottom of the third. Team Zerkle leading Team Chidester. Team Chidester a chance to win an inning if they can score a run right now. Tomorrow, Athletes Unlimited, a full day of games. 4 games coming your way. First 2 will be lacrosse, a doubleheader, beginning at 1 Eastern time, ESPN+. And then we're going to have softball starting at 7 Eastern over on ESPN2. Team Zerkle, Team Eberly, followed by Game 2, Team Chidester, Team Ocasio. It's going to be a full Sunday of Athletes Unlimited. Last half inning ending on a bang-bang play at first. Double play, Rachel Garcia just out at first.
Really nice play by Sierra Romero over at second base to field the ball cleanly at second base and run up and tag Deja Mulipola. I think if she would have taken the time to throw the ball physically to second base, they would not have been able to turn that double play. So a really smart heads-up play by Romero.
Here's Aaliyah Andrews. Operating as our second leadoff hitter. Hitting out of the number 9 spot. She's going to lead things off, followed by McClenny and Sierra Romero. 1 run, and Team Chidester will win the inning. McQuillan's looked magical for the most part. Her only real blip was the leadoff home run an inning ago by Anissa Urtez.
Well, she's doing a nice job of changing the eye levels too. Every once in a while you're going to see a pitch up in the zone, but she's done a nice job of working the curve right there at the knees. They're just a little bit further outside, but because she's getting ahead of these batters, that allows her to throw those curveballs way outside, see if she can get some swings on some pitches that she knows these batters aren't going to be able to do damage with.
Softly to third. Jaquish throws out Andrews. That is LSU on LSU crime right there. Jaquish and Aaliyah Andrews both playing in Baton Rouge. One throws out the other.
I know we talk a lot about the hitting and how exciting it is to watch these batters swing, but I love the arm angles that we see from all of these infielders too. And because Jaquish released that ball from such a low angle, that's what allowed her to get rid of that ball in a hurry to get Aaliyah Andrews out over at first base. As an infielder, if you take the time to stand up really tall, these batters are going to run those out.
Here's McClenny. Hammers it deep and foul. That had home run distance, but foul from the jump. McClenny with 7 career AU homers, now in her 3rd season. She had 6 home runs back in 2020, just 1 a year ago. Aha! Hope she didn't get a big head over that.
I see what you did there, Eric. That was pretty good. You were just waiting all game to use that one, weren't you?
Sure. Sure. Please. When you're a hitter like McClenny, who has proven over the years at every level, collegiately, internationally, pro ball, that you know the strike zone, you get the benefit of the doubt more often than not with strike and ball calls.
I think she'd be okay with that call if her pitcher on the other side was getting that call too. As long as it's even across the board as a hitter, that's all you want, is just that consistency factor.
McClenny as the center fielder, does it help her figuring out strike zones defensively when she's in center field looking at the pitcher batter?
I definitely think so, because she's got a straight on view being right behind the pitcher to see what sorts of calls are being made. And right there, that one was just a little bit low in the zone, something we have not seen Sydney Littlejohn Watkins get called for a strike.
Now McClenny has seen everything that McQuillan has to offer, and the count's full, 3-2. If you're a hitter right now, what would you expect from McQuillan, 3 balls, 2 strikes?
Definitely something that's going to curve away from the barrel, and I would, if I'm McQuillan, I'm throwing this ball low in the zone too to try to see if I can roll up a ground ball here.
Beautiful pitch at the knees, called strike 3. That's another called strikeout for McQuillan.
Perfect location, and it's a different pitch than what we saw called for a strike earlier in this at-bat. This is a straight curveball, but it's low in the zone, right at the knees, as you said, Eric. A really tough pitch for Haley McClinney to get barrel on, even if she did swing at that.
McQuillan now has 8 strikeouts in 2 games this season, and 5 of the 8 strikeouts have been looking. She's been a mystery. Here's Sierra Romero. Sierra Romero, the best to ever come out of Michigan. Played in Ann Arbor for 4 sensational seasons. She's got a fan about 10 feet away from her. Right behind home plate, there's a guy wearing a Michigan shirt. Wrapped in attention. Next to him, someone wearing a Michigan hat. I know who they're rooting for right now.
Quite a few Michigan alumni here at Athletes Unlimited.
Oh my goodness, yes. 4 Wolverines out of the 60 players. Romero strikes out McQuillan. With back-to-back strikeouts, she gets McClenny and Romero. It's a 1-2-3 third. So the inning ends up being tied. We'll have a rollover 20-point inning when we come back.
Oh, there was a backdoor that was a ball that I could have hit. I was like, dang it. Now she's going to go back to the changeup. Do you like hitting in or out better? Like, do you have a preference? Because the one that looks like it's gonna come in and hit you, if you get your barrel out, it's super hittable. Okay. Aaliyah, stay line on, because she'll randomly like go slow and pull one down the line, so you don't want her to get a triple or anything.
That was our Into the Game with Air National Guard, and I think Haley Busby's brain is just blown up. Morgan Zerkle, with all that experience and knowledge, was trying to impart it to the rookie Haley Busby, and that's just like gold that she handed her.
I love listening to those mic'd up in the game because you get to hear what these players are trying to make adjustments against these pitchers, specifically talking about going up against somebody like Sydney Littlejohn-Watkins. She's talking about that backdoor curveball. That's the pitch if you're a right-handed batter. It comes in there looking like it's going to hit you, and right at the last minute curves back across the plate. So you have to go in there with the strategy to hit the pitch where it's going to end up and not swing where you see it. I took a similar hitting approach to going off of Dallas Escobedo because she was very well known for that backdoor curveball that she threw at the right-handed batters that broke its way back across the strike zone. So I knew if it was coming at me looking like it was going to hit me, that was the pitch that I was going to swing at. So those are the types of things that these players are passing along to the rookies to help them be successful.
Andrea Filler leads things off. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 in Team Zerkle's lineup. Batting against Sydney Littlejohn-Watkins. Pop-up, right side, playable, Romero. Madison, you clearly All-American at Tennessee, phenomenal player, one of the best players in the history of the SEC. Then you played pro ball. Who are some of the players that helped you figure out what it was like to be a pro and give you the hints that we just heard Morgan Zerkle give Haley Busby?
I love to sit in the dugout and talk hitting with people like Kelly Kretschmann and just to learn the ways that they saw the pitches, the scouting reports, their approaches that they had to the plate. I think Kelly is one of the best hitters to ever play the game. She's so steady day in and day out, and that was the type of mindset that I wanted to have when I got up to the plate. And of course, I talked to the pitchers that were on our staff too to try to get an idea of how they like to attack hitters, because I figured if I went up there with almost a pitcher's mindset to get in their minds to think, hey, where are they going to throw me in these counts? That was going to help me as a batter to have that knowledge going up to the plate. And Kelly Kretschmann, one of the best to ever do it. I always tried to sit myself right next to her in the dugout just to learn how she approached the game day in and day out.
Courtney Gano, the batter. 2 balls and a strike to Gano. Gano bounced to first, her first time up. This time shoots it into left field. Solid single, Courtney Gano, her first hit of the season. A one-out base runner for Team Zerkle.
That was a great adjustment, too, on the off-speed pitch. And we heard Morgan Zerkle talking a little bit about that changeup and a 2-1 count, a good hitter's count. It seemed like Courtney Gano was going up there looking for that off-speed pitch, perfectly on time, and drove it out to left field.
So here is Busby. Remember, she just got coached up by Zerkle between innings. Swings at the first pitch off of Cheryl's chest, and there's no play. Busby hit it hard, and Cheryl, normally airtight down the third base line, can't make the play.
She did exactly what Morgan Zerkle told her to do. She went up there hunting the backdoor curve inside, hit it hard to Cheryl, not able to make a play on that hard ground ball.
It's going to be scored an error on the third baseman, Cheryl. Every scoring ruling is super important. If that hadn't been an error, that'd be clearly a hit and a +10 for Busby. And now that there's an error, it could come into play when we talk about earned runs that could or may not go against the pitcher, Sydney Littlejohn Watkins. That's why we're always telling you how the play is officially scored. Runners on at first and at second, back to the top of the order, and now Megan Wiggins, her third look at Littlejohn Watkins. Wiggins swung at the first pitch and bounced out her last time up. On the ground, knocked down by Chidester, and again, a play not made. Back-to-back ground balls to corner infielders, and both times the play is not made.
Really hard hit ground ball, too. Wiggins pulls this one, hits off of the hand of Amanda Chidester, but because how deep Sierra Romero was playing and squeezed up the middle, she's not able to get over to first base in time. And either way, I don't think Chidester was going to be able to flip that ball over to first to get Megan Wiggins out. And now a bases loaded situation with one away.
For the captain, Morgan Zerkle. Zerkle singles her last time up. This inning is worth 20 points. Megan Wiggins is smiling right now. The official score just ruling that that play is a single, infield single for Wiggins, +10. Not an error on Chidester.
I think if you'd ask Chitty, she would say that that's a play that she needs to make. Hard hit ball, but I think 9 times out of 10, Amanda Chidester makes that play.
Infield has to come in all the way around. Dangerous situation. Runners out at every base. You got Gano at third. Busby follows her at second. Wiggins at first. Littlejohn Watkins needs a pitch here. Golfed into center field. McClenny to the track, makes the play. Tagging from third and coming home is Gano, and it is now a 3-1 lead for Team Zerkle. The sacrifice fly for Zerkle, that's a +10. And now Team Zerkle hoping to win this inning and win 20 points.
Great fundamental softball here by Morgan Zerkle. Gets underneath the pitch and lifts it out to center field deep enough to allow Courtney Gano to score easily on the tag from third base. Great at bat by Zerkle as well. Found herself in a 2-strike count. And we saw her in her last at bat in the 2-strike count go to the slap, but she knew with the infield playing up, she wanted to drive that ball out into the grass. Did exactly that and extended her team's lead.
Yeah, with pitching change, Littlejohn Watkins is going to be lifted. We are here in the 4th inning. Third time through the order, and Team Chidester deciding, you know what, we're going to take Littlejohn Watkins out. Now, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration is going to plant 10 trees. Sydney Romero earlier today driving in the game's first run with an RBI single. That was back in the first inning, and then scored herself. There was a pickle between first and second, and she took advantage to score the second run of that first inning. All smiles because of it.
A little unconventional, but 10 trees nonetheless. She'll take the run and the trees, the 10 trees for Sydney Romero scoring that run.
Single-handedly making a forest. I love it. All right, so the new pitcher is Mariah Mason. Mason from Oregon State was impressive yesterday out of the pen.
Yeah, I like this move too, bringing her in here in this situation. You got 2 runners in scoring position, and she's going to be a different look because she's going to bring the ball with really good velocity, high 60s. She'll even touch 70 miles per hour, and she works all zones as well as has a really nice off-speed pitch too. Relies on her defense behind her, and she's going to try to get in here and get this last out at the top of the 4th inning to help her team out, picking up the bats.
Mason's going to pitch with runners on at second and third. Sydney Romero spins away from that first pitch. If Sydney hits the ball to her sister, it's going to be a tough play. The sun looks to be right in Sierra Romero's eyes. Zone got the benefit of the doubt. Needed that pitch. It's now 2-1. Busby at third, Wiggins at second. And you don't want to walk Romero to get to Savannah Jaquish. Three balls and 2 strikes.
Good cut, aggressive cut on that 3-1 pitch, knowing that Mason's going to try to bring something in there, knowing she doesn't want to walk her. Goes with the screwball inside. Romero just underneath it.
Called strike 3. Mason comes in and gets the strikeout of Romero. Does her job, but a run does score for Team Zerkle. They're trying to put a 0 on the board and hopefully win this inning.
Great looking drop ball out of the hand of Mason. Low and inside, gets her looking to end the inning.
Welcome back, everyone. We reached the bottom of the 4th inning. Team Zerkle with a 2-run lead and needing to put a 0 on the board here. And if they do, every single member of Team Zerkle will win the 3rd and the 4th. This is a rollover inning worth 20 points. All right, this half inning, we're going to talk to one of the newest members of Athletes Unlimited Softball. Peyton St. George is with us. Hey, Peyton, you were really fun to watch yesterday. Welcome to the league. And how'd you feel yesterday?
Oh boy, first inning jitters. I was like, are you kidding me? But once I settled in, I was able to do my thing, let the D work. But I was like, that darn first inning got me a little bit.
Peyton, coming off such a fantastic career over at Duke, was there anything in particular that you did to prepare yourself for this Athletes Unlimited season?
Definitely making sure I was coming in here with a sharp off-speed pitch. I knew that these are some of the best hitters in the world, so I got to keep them off balance somehow. Can't really blow by them anymore, so definitely working on that off-speed.
And Peyton, when we watch these games, we see just how important it is to communicate with one another. Is there anybody in particular that has come out and given you some really good advice?
I'd say Thule. When I got here last weekend, she was on my scrimmage team. She was giving me some tips. Really took me under her wing for the few games we had. Pretty bummed we're not on the same team anymore, but maybe in the next few weeks somehow. But she was awesome the first weekend, and just watching her when I was in high school and now getting to be here with her is truly amazing. So she's really done a lot for me in terms of kind of giving me little tips and tricks and what to do, what not to do, and it's mostly just like, hey, don't put the ball over the white. So and try not to do that too much.
Peyton, really interesting backstory with you. Obviously a psychology major, went to Duke, super smart academic school. But you traveled quite a bit. You actually were in Vietnam recently. Is this true?
A few summers ago with the ACE program, I went to Vietnam to teach baseball and English to 7th and 8th graders. So one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Wow. What was it like over there? Did you enjoy the food, and what was it like?
The food was probably the best part, like avocados bigger than you've ever seen. Avocados are my favorite fruit ever. So it was just so cool seeing a different culture and being immersed in it long enough that I feel like I got to pick up some things that the locals did, and really just, I mean, honestly, I would go back in a heartbeat. It was amazing.
Chidester deep to right! And Amanda Chidester making Peyton St. George's day! How about that? The captain made well, it wasn't an error, but a defensive miscue in the top half of this inning, and atones with a solo homer here.
Well, it seems like having Peyton St. George in the chair chat is really good luck for Team Chidester, especially for Amanda Chidester herself. This is a pitch outside, and she goes with it. The key to being successful on pitches like that is not to try to pull it to the left side, but use your strength, use your legs, and use your extension to drive that ball over the right field wall.
Peyton, is there anything you guys are doing to try and become a team? I know you guys you find out you're with each other earlier in the week and you have to play together as one over the weekend. Do you have any things that you guys are doing to try and build that team spirit?
Before every game, we like to go around and ask each other a question. It can be as deep or funny as you want, but I feel like I've definitely got to know some of the players a little more just from these like simple questions every day, which is really cool. You kind of get to hear things you might not in a normal conversation. So I mean, team chemistry is everything. We're itty bitty chitty committee. That's our name. But little things that we do. I brought a whole thing of cheese balls to the game yesterday. Not a fan favorite in the dugout, but that's more for me then. I'll eat them all, but that's okay.
Well, the cheese balls do match the color of your jersey, so they're a little bit of a mascot for you guys, it seems.
$6 at Target for a lot of smiles. A lot more people laughed at me than ate them, but that's okay. $6. But it's been fun. Yeah.
Peyton, thank you so much. You're going to be just an absolute breath of fresh air here in this league. So we look forward to watching you and talking with you all summer long.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is awesome. I love it here.
Is that the best attitude ever, Madison?
She looks so relaxed out there in the chair chat. I feel like we need to start calling these games from out there.
I'm over here just holding the ball. I always have a ball in my hand, holding pitches, but not actually doing anything with them. Trying to stay occupied.
Here's Erica Piancastelli. Piancastelli bounced out her first time. Piancastelli with enormous power, trying to go back-to-back with Amanda Chidester. Off the end of the bat, a little looper into left field, and that'll get down. So Team Chidester, they have already tied this inning. Now they're thinking about winning the inning. There's nobody out. Piancastelli on at first.
And I know we talked about this at the end of the third inning, whether or not we thought that Team Zerkle was going to make a change in the circle because it's the second time through the lineup for Team Chidester. They stuck with Taylor McQuillan out there, and you see Team Chidester really making some solid adjustments here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Hottest two batters here with Athletes Unlimited this year are engaged. You got Amanda Chidester and her fiancé, Anissa Urtez, both with 2 homers in 2 games.
How fun is that to be able to celebrate each other's success, but also push each other too? And they just look like they're having so much fun being out here competing on the same team this week.
Well, they've earned it too. You take a look at Urtez and Chidester, both just rock solid. They are in peak condition. You got to be to play at this level. Ready to go. Here's we start our season, late July. McQuillan's only given up 3 base hits, but 2 of those 3 base hits have left the yard. smoked into center field. That got on Zerkle in a hurry. You can't hit it any harder than Ortez. So that is now 3 consecutive hits to begin the 4th inning. The homer by Chidester, and then back-to-back singles by Biancastelli and Ortez.
I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the way that Anissa Ortez approaches her at-bats. It's just so confident. She seems in control every single pitch. Even on the takes, she's taking the ones that she doesn't want to swing at. When she sees one that's in her wheelhouse, she absolutely explodes. Her timing is perfect. That solid line drive out to center field just extends her hitting hot streak.
Second time through the order here has been quite different than the first time through the order for Taylor McQuillan.
This is what happened earlier in this ball game. A solo shot off of Taylor McQuillan. Look at the location of that pitch too, working its way down and inside, but she gets her barrel out in front of her, drives it out to center field, 252 feet, and that solo shot is good for 40 points on the leaderboard.
All right, we've got a little bit of a break right now, new pitcher. Let's send it over to Key Michael with more on some new players this year.
Hi, welcome to AU.
What's up? I'm here.
What did you know about AU before you got here, and why did you want to be a part of it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was good, huh?
I knew that there was really good people here and that it was a really fun experience for a lot of people. And I think the exciting part for me is just being able to finish my career the way that I want to and on a high note.
My mom sent me a tweet about an open tryout, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
It just looked like a really fun group of people, and just to grow myself as an athlete, but also as a person as well. It's a great community and people who care about athletes, and especially female athletes. I think I just heard a lot of good things. I had some friends play in the years prior and just had a lot of fun just with all the different softball players from different colleges.
The best of the best softball players in the world coming together and just playing on different teams each week. And once I heard that, I wanted to play.
Love it. One of the new players is right here. We got Shannon Sale coming in. Shannon Sale won a Women's College World Series 2 years ago at Oklahoma. This is her first pro experience in AU.
Spent this past season on the staff for Oklahoma, where they went back-to-back at the Women's College World Series, and she's somebody that is really well known for her rise ball. It's got great movement up in the zone, and she's going to actually throw it at 3 levels, so she'll throw it down in the zone, right there at the knees, midway in the zone, right about belt high, and even up and out of the zone if you continue to chase at that pitch.
Bubba Nichols batting, runners on at first and at second, nobody out. Remember, if the runner on at second, Biancastelli scores, it'll be an inning win for Team Chidester. .66 miles per hour, but missing. 2-0 to Nichols. Not an easy situation for Sale to come in. Sales from Tampa, Florida. For Oklahoma, she actually began her college experience playing at Florida International for a couple of seasons. She's used to coming in difficult situations, spent some time in the bullpen for Oklahoma, had 11 saves during her time there. Tomahawk deep down the left field line and foul. Oh man. Nichols turned on it, but it's nothing but a loud strike.
Seems like Nichols is just hunting for that rise ball in this at-bat, knowing that that's Shannon Sale's go-to pitch up in the zone. The key is to get your barrel up. Swing where the pitch is going to end up, because if you swing it where you see it, you're going to miss underneath it.
Ball hits her bat, and it would have been ball 3. Instead, the count remains 2-2. The homer by Chidester to lead off this inning. And back-to-back singles by Biancastelli and Ortez. Moment's not too big for Nichols. Nichols won a national championship during her college days at UCLA. Into the gap, right center field. This will score 1, maybe 2. Here comes Biancastelli around third. Ortez on her heels, and she scores. A 2-run double, Bubba Nichols.
Another fantastic swing by Bubba Nichols. This pitch is outside knee high, and she drives it out into that right center gap. Look at the jump that Anissa Urtez gets off of first base. Bianca Stelli almost went back to second base to tag. Last minute turns around, and you can see just how close they were, rounding third, headed into home. But either way, 2 runs come across on that double out to center.
First time today that Team Chidester has the lead. 4-3 is our score. They win the 4th inning, and they win the inning points for both the 3rd and the 4th. That's a plus 20 for everyone on Team Chidester. 4 consecutive hits to begin this 4th inning for Team Chidester. Ball just disappears under the bat of Jordan Roberts.
Good looking off-speed pitch. Not only is she taking some velocity off of it, but it's got some great movement on it, downward bite. See Jordan Roberts way out in front on that swing.
Smoked to the third baseman, Jaquish. They can't turn 2. That's the first out of the inning, and it was a laser beam off of Roberts' bat.
Great swing and a great defensive play yet again by Savannah Jaquish. See where she's positioned perfectly, jumps up in the air, snags that one, tries to get the double play, but it was hit so hard that it didn't give Andrea Filler enough time to reach second base.
So Haley Sydney Sherrill is next in line. Sherrill will bat with a runner on at second and 1 out. And it's actually Sherrill going to be lifted. It's Aubrey Leach going to come in. Leach didn't start yesterday's game, but came off the bench and had 2 plate appearances. She swings at the first pitch, and that's a humpback liner to the shortstop, Romero.
A couple of hard hit balls straight to these infielders. A smile on Sydney Romero's face after she made that out.
Shannon Sale's not fooling anyone. Gave up the double to Nichols and a couple of line drives. Roberts and Leach. Now Andrews is the batter. RBI opportunity. 2 outs. Runner on at second for Aaliyah Andrews. Impressive inning for Team Chidester. Remember, they were down a run because Team Zerkle scored in the top of the 4th inning, and they matched it with a home run by Chidester and then win the inning on the double by Nichols. Sale going to have to field her position, and a slight bobble allows Andrews to be safe at first. The wonderful speed of Andrews keeps the inning alive.
Aaliyah Andrews just so fast moving down that first baseline. Lays down this bunt, really good touch on it too. Just barely beats out that throw.
We're going to see the 3rd pitch of the inning. Shannon Sale is going to be lifted. We're going to see Alyssa Denham for the first time this season. Didn't pitch yesterday, but she's going to come on because Haley McClenny is next in line. Haley McClenny, chance to do some damage. Runners on at first and at third. Denham inherits that situation.
Fearless Denham here, you just want to work the ball down in the zone, try to induce a couple of ground ball outs, get your team out of this inning. She's got that heavy drop ball along with that off-speed pitch, that changeup that she can throw in any count. I've talked to a lot of pitchers, and they say that having a mixing of speeds, different off-speed pitches that you can go to is the key to being successful here at Athletes Unlimited.
Don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited softball here in person. Rosemont, Illinois. Come early on August 6th for the pregame tailgate, hosted by Sarah Spain on ESPN with live music, food, games, and more. Tickets are available today at auprosports.com/tickets. You got Bubba Nichols over on third. Leah Andrews on at first. Live leaderboard brought to you by Geico. Big point inning for everyone on Team Chidester. They've already won 20 points, winning the inning, and individual points starting to accumulate. Get the home run by Chidester, singles by Urtez, Biancastelli, and the double by Nichols.
I think if I'm Aaliyah Andrews here, I'm trying to rack up another 10 points by taking off and stealing second base, not just to get those 10 points, but also to put another runner into scoring position for Haley McClenny.
So McClenny, a walk and a strikeout. That was against McQuillan. Denham's first pitch called strike one. Andrews hasn't run in each of the first 3 pitches, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Two and two. McClenny, the 8th batter here in our 4th inning. There goes Andrews, and she'll make it without a throw. It's a +10 on the stolen base for Andrews. And now 2 runners in scoring position.
Almost looked like a little bit of an off-speed pitch too, and Aaliyah Andrews taking full advantage of that, diving safely into second base, got herself some 10 points.
McClenny draws the walk. Second walk for McClenny on the day, and the bases will be loaded for maybe the most lethal bases loaded hitter in the history of our game. Sierra Romero will bat with runners out at every base. She holds the NCAA record with 11 career collegiate grand slams. There's a lot of really good players who never had 11 homers in their career. She had 11 grand slams as a college player at Michigan. Oh boy. One ball and 1 strike to Romero. Two balls and a strike.
As a batter, you gotta love being in these situations, the bases loaded situations, especially in a hitter's count, because all the pressure is on the pitcher to bring something into your wheelhouse. If it's not there, you're not swinging at it.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a good take there. It's a really good pitcher's pitch up in the zone. We know that's something that's been called today. I think that's a really solid take by Sierra Romero, though, to watch that one go by.
Off-speed pitch, a thing of beauty. How about Alyssa Denham? Comes out of the pen and strikes out Sierra Romero with the bases loaded. But it's an inning win for Team Chidester.
3 runs in this inning, and it all started with this solo shot off of the bat of Amanda Chidester, hitting this one opposite field, and now her team has the lead.
Been twisted like a covenant of old. My confidence was the fact that she's right next to me and Sierra is right in front of me. I'm like, at this point, I'm unstoppable. Dang! Oh my gosh!
Bubba Nichols into the game. She's had an eventful day. Her team, Team Chidester, leading Team Zerkle 4-3. And Bubba Nichols' mom is standing by with Key.
Yes, I'm here with Bubba's mom and dad, trying to keep a low profile, but I got you. So you've been watching your daughter play against Rachel Garcia, who they used to play together at UCLA.
Yes.
And you spoke to them in their room. They're roommates.
They're roommates.
And it was a little awkward earlier.
They're very good friends, and we love Rachel. She's one of our family, and so we just saw them before they left for the game today. And I said, I'll root for you, Rachel, and I'll root for you, Beb, but there's no orange versus purple for those two, for me.
You're not even wearing one color. You're wearing the neutral black, so you're team everyone. I love that about Athletes Unlimited, that you can kind of just, root for the sport, root for softball. And your daughter, speaking of softball, has not had a break since March?
Since March, and actually since January, because she's also the grad assistant at UCLA. So she was, really involved with helping them out, and then she left for Japan in March. She's been playing with the Toyota Red Terriers until June. She came home for 4 days before she took off for Alabama with Team USA. They won gold at the World Games. She left from there, came straight here, and now we're here.
That is awesome, and I feel like that's just the life of a professional athlete. That's kind of something we get used to. But when she is home, what do you guys like to get up to together?
We read the Bible. We have a lot of downtime because she has so much softball going on in her life that we just kind of chill and do other things. Just watch movies together, read the Bible together,
Just spend quality time. Love that. And I feel I can appreciate that. As a professional athlete myself, I didn't want to look at my sport, think about it when it wasn't actually playing. So we get it. Well, thank you so much for being on the broadcast, and I'll let you get back to watching.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Key. What a wonderful addition to Athletes Unlimited has Bubba Nichols been. She came in last year halfway through the season after finishing off her tour with Team USA, playing in the Olympics.
Just always great to see how well prepared these players are when they come into this Athletes Unlimited season, especially the players that played in AUX and the ones that played over in Japan, playing professionally, just seeing how ready they are to jump right into this season. Bubba Nichols, one of those athletes that's performing at a really high level up at the plate, and we've seen her make some fantastic diving catches out in right field.
Here's Mulipola. Good pitch. Masson strikes out Mulipola. Masson's come out of the pen and retired 3 in a row. Sydney Romero to end the 4th, and now Jaquish and Mulipola here in the 5th.
I like her game plan with her pitches today, too. Primarily known for somebody that works the ball up in the zone, but those pitches, a drop ball has a little bit more of a downward bite to it. Not to mention it's coming in there 68, 69 miles an hour, makes it really difficult to hit.
Rachel Garcia swings at the first pitch, and it's foul right side. Her roommate, Bubba Nichols, will have to retrieve it in the corner.
I think Rachel Garcia heard us talking about her and Bubba Nichols being roommates, tried to give her a little ground ball action out to right field.
Two of the best high school players to come out of California the last decade. Bubba Nichols actually was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the entire country her senior year in high school. Talk about a massive get for UCLA. My mind is still spinning with the fact that if Garcia and Nichols still had eligibility remaining at UCLA, they'd be playing conference games against Rutgers in a couple of years. UCLA softball, the great UCLA softball, is now going to be playing in the Big Ten.
I think I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that.
Everyone talks about football and basketball, but UCLA program, man, they should be playing Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, Oregon. Now they got Rutgers and Maryland, and we'll see. Everything changes, right? 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Team Zerkle playing from behind. High chopper. Cheryl. Nice inning. 1-2-3 frame. Team Zerkle, a 0 on the scoreboard. Team Chidester heading to the bat rack when we come back.
Who do I think is going to win this entire season?
Whoever gets the most points. Me. Well, I would want it to be me. So, me.
I don't like to talk too much, but I'm coming for number 1.
I hope who wins it is not a pitcher.
I think it will be another pitcher. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I would love to say a hitter that's gonna win is gonna win at some point.
Come on, a position player. We can do it. We can do it.
It's gonna be an interesting season. I'm excited to see who takes home the gold.
That would be something if it's Amanda Chidester. She's already announced her retirement at the end of this season, and she is playing great softball. 2 homers in her first 2 games, including one earlier today.
She's swinging the bat so well right now. Her timing just perfect on her swings. This is what she did earlier today off of Taylor McQuillan. Look at the location of this pitch, too. Way outside. That was a backdoor curveball. Started in the left-handed batter's box, curved back, still outside. She goes with it, drives it 240 feet out to right field.
With that homer, Chidester now with 12 homers in her AU career. She is 1 away from tying for the all-time lead with homers in Athletes Unlimited. Currently have a 2-way tie for first. Erica Piancastelli, who's in the on-deck circle, and Savannah Jankwich, who's down at third base. Piancastelli and Jankwich with 13 career bombs. Chidester with 12. Interesting story about Chidester and where she's from. She's a Detroit native. In Detroit high school baseball, when she played, they played what's called 3-2 softball. Every time you come to the plate, everyone starts with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Oh, look at that play. Sydney Romero, that was a hot smash, makes the play. Out number 1.
She made that play look so easy, and that was a tough mid-hop, a hard-hit ball off the bat of Amanda Chidester. It's the second hop right here. You see her eyes follow it into her glove the entire way. She is so good defensively. I feel like when we talk about Sydney Romero, we usually talk about her bat, but I think she is one of the most underrated shortstops to come out of the game of softball just by the way that she reacts to ground balls like that.
Alyssa Denham, her first full inning of work came out of the pen an inning ago. Piancastelli takes a called strike. 0-2 to Piancastelli. Phone's blowing up as people are saying, well, hold on, what's the deal about Detroit high school softball? Detroit high school softball, for many, many years, it's called 3-2 softball. You go up to the plate as a batter, and you start with 1 ball and 1 strike. You're trying to get the games over quickly. It's sunlight, the spring, all that kind of stuff. Trying to get as many games as possible. So you only get 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's it. It's called 3-2 softball.
It's so interesting, and I know there were a couple of times when I was in college that we had some scrimmages that were like that, where we went ahead and tacked on a ball and a strike, and it's amazing how just taking away that 1 extra strike completely changes your game plan as a hitter.
Amanda Lorenz probably would have loved it. We talk about Lorenz
she
saying that she likes to hit with 2 strikes better than anything else.
She'd probably just prefer you go ahead and put 2 strikes up there on the count before she even steps into the batter's box.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Denham against Piancastelli. An inning win on the line. Team Chidester, if they get it, run this inning, they'll not only expand their lead, but it'll be an inning win and everyone will get a +10. This game has really turned. Momentum switching an inning ago. Off-speed pitch, a beauty! Denham strikes out Piancastelli.
The longer we're seeing Alyssa Denham in this game, the more and more we're seeing this off-speed pitch. Just pulls the string on this one. Great location. Looks like Piancastelli might have thought that pitch was going to end up a little bit further inside, but gets her looking for the second out of this inning.
Never want to hit anyone, but maybe a decent idea considering how hot Anissa Urtez has been. Urtez 2 for 2 with a homer and a single, and now give her 8 points being hit with a pitch.
That one did not look like it felt good. Right there on the left thigh. Denham trying to work the drop ball really far inside to Urtez, making sure that there was going to be no way she could get her barrel out in front on that pitch and just let that one get away from her a bit.
Here's Bubba Nichols. All right, we've got a lot of game remaining here. This is only the bottom of the 5th inning, but the way that Chidester and Urtez have performed, both with homers, more than likely they're both going to get MVP consideration. I think there's a chance that after today's game, we could have Urtez and Chidester engaged right atop the leaderboard in terms of points.
Well, and with the way they're swinging the bat, they deserve to be there.
Oh, they've been the hottest 2 hitters so far in our first 2 days of action. Bubba Nichols, 2-run double her last time up. There's a live look at the leaderboard. Got Ortez sneaking into the top 10. Tied for 8th with Wiggins and Hayward. Ortez is the game leader today. She's got 88 points so far today. Still have a game win and MVPs, that kind of stuff, and a couple more innings available. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ortez will be off with the pitch. Nichols hits it a long way. Deep to left, it's gone! Bubba Nichols! Her first homer of the season. It's an inning win for Team Chidester.
Bubba Nichols heard us talking about the game MVPs, and she said, you know what? I want to be in on that MVP action. 2 outs, knowing that there's those 10 inning points on the line, runner on first base, and she takes full advantage of it. A pitch that just sails back inside. It looked like it was supposed to be on the outside part of the plate, but it bleeds right into the sweet spot on the barrel for Bubba Nichols, and she drives that one way deep out to left field.
All of this happening with 2 outs. Denon was speeding through the inning. Got Chidester to bounce out. She struck out Bianca Stelli, but then she hits Ortez and gives up the homer to Nichols. Roberts. Romero can't make the play. Sierra Romero made the decision to try and go for the short hop, and it cost her.
We saw her make that great play on the ground ball off the bat of Amanda Chidester to start off this inning. The ball not hit very hard, that high second hop. She tried to get it on the short hop, just not able to come up with that one cleanly, and extends this inning at least 1 more batter.
Madison, would it have been possible to make that play if you hadn't gone for the short hop?
I think that would be a ball that I would definitely be going for the short hop, just because of how deep she was playing. Jordan Roberts not necessarily known for her speed, but because it was hit so shallow in the infield, I think you have to charge that one as hard as possible to try to make a play on it. And again, that's a play that we see Sydney Romero make majority of the time.
Second at bat coming off the bench for Aubrey Leach. She lined out to Romero an inning ago. Leach from Houston, Texas, batting against Alyssa Denham from Alvin, Texas. Man, is she locked in. Softly to third. Jaquish, oh my goodness, tried to go to second. I think she knew about the speed of Leach, and she figured that she had a better chance at second. But everyone's safe. Tomorrow we've got a full day of Athletes Unlimited action. We start with a lacrosse doubleheader beginning at 1 Eastern on ESPN Plus, followed by 2 more softball games. The first one coming at 7.
We saw Savannah Jaquish make a similar play on a sacrifice bunt in yesterday's ball games, where she came up, charged it really hard, threw behind her, got the out at second base. So you know that Andrea Filler was anticipating that throw going her direction, but just not able to come up with that short hop. I do agree with you, Eric. I think that that was the base that she had the best opportunity to get an out because of how fast Aubrey Leach moves down that first base line.
Consistent pressure with this lineup. You got Aaliyah Andrews, and it's almost desperation time to retire her, because if you don't, Haley McClenny's next. For those of you wondering at home, Aubrey Leach does not get credit for a base hit. It's called a fielder's choice, and then an error on Jaquish for a bad throw to second. At makes a difference to the pitcher Denham, because now if any other runs score this inning, they will not be earned, and there won't be a -10 for Denham.
And I know this doesn't go down in the stat book, but I do think that Aubrey Leach has one of the most intense at-bat stares that I have ever seen.
She learned that in Knoxville, right? Playing for the Lady Vols?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aaliyah Andrews strikes out, but another 2 runs for Team Chidester.
Bubba Nichols driving this one deep out to left field. The 2-run shot and 10 points for Team Chidester.
Here is a live look at our leaderboard, and we're showing you Deja Mulipola for a reason. She is number 1 with a bullet, 216 points. She has leapfrogged Carrie Eberly. To be fair, Carrie Eberly and Team Eberly, they have not played so far today. They'll be in our nightcap. Team Eberly taking on Team Ocasio. $60 players in this year's field. Leaderboard goes 1 through 60. It changes daily. The Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interaction with players, signed items, and more. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. Filler, Gano, and Busby scheduled to bat here in the 6th inning. And, oh, this is going to be fun. We've got softball royalty hanging out in with our chair chat. Sydney Romero is hanging out. Where are you, Sydney?
Oh, right here.
Okay, hey!
I wasn't sure which camera to look at.
What's going on? Smiling from ear to ear. Did you have some good news this week or something like that in the Romero family?
I did. So my brother got drafted in the 1st round, 24th pick, so it was a pretty exciting week for all of us.
Mikey Romero drafted by the Boston Red Sox and signed, too, so that is phenomenal.
Yes.
And Sydney, how fun is it to be here in Rosemont playing with your sister, Sierra?
It's super fun, especially her coming off her injury. We haven't really had the chance to play together since really high school, because her injury took a little bit to heal. So being here with her, it's really fun to just watch her and play with her when I get the chance to.
And since we've got you here in the chair chat, I know we love to talk about your offense, but I want to talk about defense a little bit. When you're playing that shortstop position, what sorts of things are going through your mind before each pitch is thrown to make sure that you're in the right position to make the play?
Yeah, I mean, I like to play them a little bit deeper. We all know they hit the ball hard, and I'm really focused on just moving my feet, getting my feet there. I mean, I don't know if you just saw that I just made a silly error running up on it, and I was already thinking in my head before that, like, move your feet. But, yeah, so really reading the spin of the ball and getting my feet there is really important to me, and just knowing the game ahead. So trying to think, like, what the next play is going to be is important to me.
And now you're just coming off of that AUX season in San Diego where you were playing on dirt. How different is it playing on the turf versus the dirt?
It moves a lot quicker here, and you get some weird spins sometimes, but, I mean, that's the life of a pro. You got to adjust. So playing on dirt and playing on turf, it's fun. I like being, challenged with both.
Obviously a phenomenal career as a college player at Oklahoma. Last year we saw you defensively spend the majority of your year at second. When you're getting ready and thinking about what you have responsibility-wise, what do you prefer, playing second or playing short?
I will play wherever the team needs me. I mean, I have experience at third, short, and second, and I'm very comfortable at all of them. I played third all throughout college and shortstop in pro, and I played second base all last year.
I have a little bit of a bias towards the shortstop position, so I'm going to answer that one for you and say that I love watching you play shortstop. And now, since we've got a little bit of time, I want to flip gears to the offensive side of things. When you're feeling your best up in the box, what's going through your mind when you step up there?
I like to be disciplined. I like to go up having a plan and knowing what I'm looking for. So really knowing the pitcher and setting my game plan and sticking to it and swinging at good pitches. I know when I'm not doing well, it's when I'm not disciplined at the plate. So I try and be the most disciplined as I can each pitch.
Talking to all of these athletes at Athletes Unlimited, they just talk about how much fun they have every single season. What is your favorite part about competing here in Rosemont?
I think just playing with all these different people. There's like certain people I haven't played with, and one is Gwen. And I really want to play with her. She's kind of one of those people who, she's just the life of the party, and she's just a bright light on the field, and getting the chance to play with her would be great. But just being around all these people and having to learn who they are quickly on the field it's really fun, and it's hard at the same time. So I think just having that and being able to just adjust quickly to who they are and what they do on the field is super important for us to win.
Out in San Diego, June, AUX, you finished 6th on the leaderboard, had a really good showing. In terms of understanding how this game is played, when you explained it to your sister, did she want to hear all about it? Or was she receptive to her younger sister giving her advice? What was that conversation like?
She was. Honestly, she still doesn't know the point system, which is totally fine. I think she works better that way. She's more of like, I don't care, I'm just going to play. I'm here to play, I'm here to perform, and that's her best way to go, and I don't blame her. It gets tricky when you look up there.
All right, you got 3 pro Romeros right now, Sierra, Sydney, and Mikey. What's the one thing that you guys have in common that makes you Romeros on the diamond?
Oh, we're very competitive to the point where I think it can be overwhelming sometimes when we're all together especially, but we're just a very competitive Romero family, but I think that's what makes us so good.
And I got one last question. I'm just curious. There was no bigger star as a college player than your sister, yet you forged your own identity. You became a star in your own right. I'm assuming it was hard trying to live in the shadow of Sierra Romero and then getting to that level and then being her equal.
I think for me, it's an honor. She's Sierra Romero, and I'm so lucky to call her my sister and to follow in her footsteps. And I don't think it was necessarily me kind of in her shadow. It was I strive to be her. She's a legend in the game, and she's someone I aspire to be.
Awesome stuff. Sydney, thank you for your time. And
thank you.
It was perfectly timed. We had some delay, and we didn't have to worry about that. We got a chance to talk to you and just hang out.
Thank you. Perfect timing.
Yeah, it is. All right, Sydney, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. That's like our producer is like beaming from ear to ear. I think brilliant. Had a little bit of a delay, and we had a joyful conversation with Sydney Romero. That's how things work. The explanation we were being told was that was kind of a lineup issue. Aubrey Leach is now the change. She's over at 3rd, so it must have been a lineup card situation that was being discussed because it's no longer Sydney Sherrill at 3rd. It's now Aubrey Leach. It's the only change to tell you about. There's Leach over at 3rd. Filler is the batter. Speaking of wonderful producing, we have a shot. If you're not familiar with Mikey Romero, the younger brother of Sydney and Sierra Romero, just signed with the Boston Red Sox earlier this week for a lot of guaranteed money. And this is Mikey Romero. The thought was maybe he was going to play at LSU. That was his college commitment. And the Red Sox came a-calling and made an offer he couldn't refuse.
What an incredible moment for that family, to be able to sit there and watch him get drafted in the 1st round, 24th pick.
I'm just here to tell you, both Sierra and Sydney were drafted higher.
How did I know you were going to sneak that in there?
Set the bar high. Filler is the batter. Filler, Gano, and Busby scheduled to bat here in the 6th inning, and time's running out for Team Zerkle. They were playing from in front for the majority of this game, but the script has been flipped. They're now down 3. Masson coming out of the pen, facing 4 batters, retiring them all. Softly into left field, that'll fall. First base hit of the season for Filler, and she's aboard, leading off our 6th inning.
Solid at bat by Andrea Filler to start off this inning. Saw a lot of pitches, fouled off a couple of close ones. This one, Masson tries to work its way back inside, but she gets jammed up, loops that one out into left field to start off the top of the 6th.
Courtney Gano next in line. 1 for 2, singled and scored back in the 4th. What do you think the thought process is with Gano, the way she sets up in the box with that left foot close to the 3rd baseman?
She starts really far off of the plate, and that tells me that she has a lot of confidence in her ability to reach the outside part of the strike zone. I was always somebody that struggled on outside pitches, so I liked to crowd the plate because I knew my hands were quick enough to get to the inside pitches, but I wanted to cover as much of the outside part of the plate as I possibly could. You can see that left foot's almost out of that right-handed batter's box. The right foot about 8 inches off of that chalk line. But she is so strong and she does such a good job of staying in her legs and her swing. I always think that that's a key to being successful on the outside pitches, is really using that back leg to drive those pitches opposite field.
Uh-oh. First 2 batters aboard here in the 6th inning. A rally for Team Zerkle. Maybe the delay at the beginning of this inning, talking about the lineup and figuring everything out, slowing down the roll of Masson. Single by Filler, the walk to Gano. And this is interesting to me. This is a situation where you're thinking maybe a bunt, put runners on at second and third, turn the lineup over, but you're going to bring in Lily Piper, who is known for her power. All right, I guess maybe you're not playing for a winning in the inning. You're playing to win the ball game. You're down 3. Hey, I jumped the yard. I agree with it now. Bring in Piper.
And I think if you're Lily Piper, too, you know with runners on first and second base, nobody out, that the pitcher is going to try to bring the ball inside, especially low and inside, to induce a ground ball to third base, maybe try to roll up a double play here. So I'd be looking to get my barrel underneath these pitches, or even looking for something outside, try to hit the ball to the right side to allow those runners to advance another 60 feet.
Runner for first base, Courtney Gano lifted. Nicole Rangel Mendez comes in. First time we've seen her over this weekend. Lily Piper had the honor of catching the ceremonial first pitch. Nobody out. Piper. Golden opportunity. Team Zerkle had a 3-1 lead back in the 4th inning, but Team Chidester scored 3 times in the 4th, 2 times in the 5th. Smoked into left field. Solid single for Piper. Station to station softball. Runners up on at every base. Nobody out.
It's a great swing on a pitch up in the zone. We talked about how Masson was going to try to funnel a ground ball over to the left side, but she elevates this pitch, and Lily Piper takes her barrel straight to it, gets on top of it, and drives it through that 5-6 hole. Look at the location of that pitch, almost shoulder high. She knew it right off the bat. That's an easy base hit out into left. Now the base is loaded with nobody away.
So the lineup turns over. Runners on at every base. Nobody out. The veteran Megan Wiggins next in line. And we're going to have a pitching change. Interesting situation right now. But Danielle Watson will inherit the game on the line. Watson's going to come out of the pen, make her debut here with Athletes Unlimited during the championship season with no wiggle room at all. Runners on at every base, nobody out in a 3-run ball game.
How about this? Welcome to Athletes Unlimited. Bases loaded. You need to do whatever you can to try to get your team out of a jam. And she's somebody else who works primarily up in the zone, has some really good upspin on her pitches, that screwball, rise ball combination. She's coming in here to try to work the ball on the corners up in the zone and try to get a couple of fly ball outs.
So Watson comes on, former Florida State Seminole, also played at Louisville to begin her college career. Getting loose here in a Saturday evening. Well, new season, new look, new merch. Be sure to check out all of the brand new Athletes Unlimited items. Go to shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. Inning began with Filler getting a single. Courtney Gano walked, pinch runner replacing her. That's Nicole Rangel Mendez. And then Lily Piper, pinch hitter, getting a single. And now because she's on at first base, she's replaced by Haley Busby, who she had replaced in the batter's box. Busby re-enters to run for herself. Game's on the line. Here's Megan Wiggins. And the infield is playing in. The batters take note of where the infield is.
Absolutely, but in this situation, bases loaded, nobody away, and nobody's surprised that the infield's playing in right here. They're hoping for a ground ball to try to get the out at home plate. If you're Danielle Watson here, you're going with your bread and butter, the rise balls up in the zone. Try to use the fact that Megan Wiggins, with all of her professional experience, has not had any at-bats off of Danielle Watson, has not seen her before, so this is her first look at what she has to bring to the table.
There may be some people out there that are saying, by bringing the infield in, you're basically playing for 10 points, like you're trying to win the inning. If you play the infield back and try not to have a big inning against you, maybe that's the better play, because winning the game is worth 50 points.
That's where I feel like my mind goes to those win points. Ultimately, you're trying to win the ball game. You want to make sure that Team Zerkle does not score any runs in this inning, and the best way to make sure that that happens is to bring your infield in. And yeah, you don't have as much range when your infielders are in, but when you have somebody like Danielle Watson in the circle who likes to work the ball up in the zone, I think it's the right strategy to bring your infielders in to try to cut down that run from scoring.
3 balls and 1 strike. Watson needs to throw a strike.
Rise ball up and away. You can see that late arm side run to it. Wiggins wants that pitch back.
High pop-up, shallow right field. Nichols makes the play. Wiggins disgusted with herself. Everyone has to remain on their bases.
That was the pitch that she was hunting for in that situation. Wanted to lift the ball out into the grass deep enough to score a runner from third, but it's that late, sharp movement that Danielle Watson has on her pitches that forced Megan Wiggins to just barely miss on that swing.
Here's Morgan Zerkle, the captain. Watson blows it past her. Zerkle, typical solid day, scoring in a lot of different ways. Single, stolen base, sacrifice fly. Those are all different ways that she's picked up points this evening. One and one.
Close pitch right there. Not sure where it missed. Maybe a tad bit outside. That one was close.
Two balls and a strike. Watson inheriting the bases loaded and the top of the order facing her. She has managed to get past Megan Wiggins. Now it's Zerkle with Sydney Romero on deck. Two and two. Pitcher Watson with big game experience as a college player, 2021 Women's College World Series with Florida State. That'll make it past the second baseman Romero. 1 run scores. Here comes Gano. She will score. It is a 2-run single for Zerkle. And wow, was that big. It's a 1-run ball game here in Rosemont.
A 2-2 count and a great swing by Morgan Zerkle just peppers this one right back up the middle. Swung and missed on a rise ball up in the zone earlier in the at-bat, and Danielle Watson tries to bring this one down just a bit too far into the zone, right into the sweet spot for Morgan Zerkle, and brings across a couple of runs to bring her team within 1 of tying Team Chidester Haley Busby trying to take third. It was Haley McClinney that threw this ball to Aubrey Leach, who tries to put the tag down. From that view, it almost looks like Haley Busby got that foot in there in time.
Wow.
So close.
Well, the call on the field is out. So do you have indisputable video evidence to overturn? No matter what the ruling is, 2 runs are going to stay on the board for Team Zerkle. It's going to be a 1-run game. Just makes the difference as to whether or not there's 1 out or 2 outs.
So close from that first view, it looked like Busby got her foot in there. When I'm looking at these other ones, it's so close over at third, but I think it's important to note that she was called out on the field. So to your point, Eric, there needs to be that indisputable video evidence to overturn this one.
Replay official Rachel Palmer taking a close look. Our microphones are muted to Rachel Palmer while she's reviewing the play. Big captain's challenge right now for Team Zerkle. And here is our replay official, Rachel Palmer.
We are going to have the runner we are going to uphold the call at third base. The runner is out.
So the call on the field is upheld. So there are 2 outs. Busby is out at third. Wasn't overwhelming video, indisputable video evidence to overturn, so there are now 2 outs, and here's the ruling on the field.
What a smart play, too, defensively. I think it would have been really easy for Haley McClinney to just come up and fire home, knowing that those runners were coming across. But she knew she wanted to get an out somewhere, throws it over to third base, and gets Busby out at third for the second out.
So it's a single, 2 runs batted in, and the out is recorded 8-5 at third. 2 down. Sydney Romero, the batter. One for 3 for Romero. Her first look at Watson. Right back to Watson. And the side is retired. Team Zerkle, they scored 2 times here in the top of the 6th inning to make it a 1-run game. The bottom of the 6th when we return.
It was the one that I swung and missed. Perfect. It was the exact same pitch.
Into the game with Bubba Nichols. What did she mean by that when she was talking to Haley McClinney?
Well, she swung and missed at a pitch that was up and inside earlier in the at-bat, so she went and hunted it again later in the at-bat, and that one she made a better adjustment, got her barrel more to it, drove it clearly over the fence, and that's all about those in-at-bat adjustments. So you're not just talking to your teammates throughout the game, but you're taking all the information in from every single pitch that you see, especially off of one specific pitcher. When they get you to swing and miss at a pitch, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to go back to it at some point. So that can be a hitter's strategy, is to go up there and hunt a pitch that maybe they beat you on earlier in the game. Bubba Nichols does exactly that, and she capitalizes on it.
Bubba Nichols so far today has 100 points to her name. We're talking about inning wins, and we're talking stat points. Nichols has a 2-run double and a 2-run homer. Haley McClinney leads things off, bottom of the 6th inning. Already a 2-run inning for Team Zerkle. They scored twice in the top of the 6th. Softly, right back to the pitcher. Denham throws out McClinney. 1 down.
Good way to start off this inning, too. Right after your team got a couple of runs back in the top of the 6th inning, you want to set the tone as a pitcher, try to get these batters out 1, 2, 3. And what better way to start off this inning than getting Haley McClinney to hit a nice, easy ground ball right back to you.
Here's Sierra Romero. Struck out with the bases loaded her last time up. How rare is that? One of the greatest to ever hit with, not even one, the greatest bases loaded hitter in the history of this great game. 11 college grand slams. Popped up, it's gonna be playable for someone. Filler, 2 down. Now Amanda Chidester has done Chidester things. Planted trees, courtesy of Aspiration. She homered back in the 4th inning. Every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season. Aspiration planting 10 trees. 9,670 trees have been committed to be planted through all of the Athletes Unlimited sports. To forest, and then some. Chidester's second look at Denham. Bounced to short an inning ago. Hits it well, right center field, on the move, Busby makes the play. And Denham works a 1-2-3 6th inning. It's coming out of this, the 7th one-run game when we return to Rosemont.
Our Geico defensive play of the game comes courtesy of Sierra Romero, charging the softly hit ground ball, tags Deja Mulipola, fires over to first base to get the 4-3 double play. Making plays like that's all about your pre-pitch thought, knowing where you're going to go with the ball before it's even hit. Sierra Romero just showing off how good she is defensively over at 2.
All right, folks, it comes down to this. One-run game, 7th inning, 50 points on the line. Who's going to win a ball game? Team Zerkle, they scored twice an inning ago to make this really close. Now can they have a bit of a finishing kick? They've got a puncher's chance. Good part of the lineup. Savannah Jaquish, Deja Mulipola, Rachel Garcia, all batting against the rookie Danielle Watson. Watson came out of the pen an inning ago. Faced Wiggins, Zerkle, and Romero. Only allowed the single to Zerkle, but it did play to a couple. Begins the 7th with a strike. Is Jaquish thinking just get on, or is she thinking tie the game?
I think with the way that Savannah Jaquish swings, that she's looking to launch the ball onto the freeway every single time she takes a hack up there. But she's so calm, cool, collected, and confident every single time that she steps up to the plate.
Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Jaquish with 13 career homers in 32 AU games. Into right. Nichols, 1 down.
Good swing by Jaquish, just happened to go right to Bubba Nichols over in right field. So far, Danielle Watson's done a really nice job since entering this ball game by sticking to her strength. She knows her bread and butter is working the rise ball up in the zone, getting a lot of fly ball outs, and she's done exactly that since she's come into this game.
Here's Mulipola. She's currently atop the leaderboard, 226 points, and she's been racking up points with the bat on her shoulder. Hit with a pitch and walked her first 2 times up. She's also struck out. Her first look at Watson. Oh my.
I really relate to swinging at rise balls like that. I did that all the time because they look so good when they're coming in there. And if you make solid contact, we've seen a couple of these batters hit the ball a long way off of rise balls, but a lot of times the rise ball pitchers get the better half of that one.
Another quality pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time running out for Team Zerkle. 3-2. All right, Watson in a pickle. Needs to throw a strike. You do not want to put Mulipola on and allow Garcia to come to the plate with a chance to hit a homer and give Team Zerkle the lead. Missed high. Second walk of the day for Mulipola. Runner on at first with one out.
Now if you're Watson, you're just doing whatever you can to try to get this very next out. You don't want to give Team Zerkle any more momentum in the top of the 7th inning. 8 more points for Mulipola with that walk. Really patient up there. Swung and missed at a rise ball earlier in the at-bat, but watch that one go by for ball 4. Not easy to do when those pitches look so good coming in there.
Top 2 point totals at first base and in the batter's box. Mulipola 234, Garcia 216. Garcia has hit into 1 double play today.
Tough crowd in the stands today. If you don't catch a ball on a foul ball hit to you, you're gonna know it.
Chicago, they're tough here. They boo Santa Claus. Watson trying to pick up a save. Quality strike. Let's see what Watson's go-to is here. Looking for the strikeout. Garcia and Team Zerkle won yesterday. Close game, 4-2 over Team Ocasio. Now needing to rally. Called strike 3, 2 down.
Such a great location for this pitch. Again, we've talked a lot about Watson's rise ball, but this one, she keeps it right about knee, thigh high on the outside part of the plate. Gets Rachel Garcia thinking that she's going to continue to climb the ladder, go upstairs, but she changes that eye level, brings it back down, and rings her up for strike 3.
Last hope for Team Zerkle is Filler. Singled her last time up. Strike 1. Mulipola, the runner on at first, represents the tying run. High pop-up. Should be playable. Andrews makes the catch, and it's over. Ball game. Team Chidester, their first win over the weekend. They hang on. 6-5 your final score on a Saturday evening.
I think that Team Chidester has established themselves as the home run hitting team here in week 1. 6 combined home runs between the first 2 games, but getting their first win here tonight.
That is huge. They win the 7th inning. And they win the ball game. It's a plus 60 when you add it up. And a nice day points-wise for everyone on Team Chidester.
Team Chidester coming out with the win here tonight. Aaliyah Andrews calling off Manisa Urtez at the last minute to end this ball game. A tough win, a great performance as well by Danielle Watson coming in and closing out this ball game.
Welcome back, everyone. We've now played 3 games here with Athletes Unlimited championship season in Rosemont, Illinois, and all 3 games have been decided by 2 runs or less. It's been fun, crisp, well played softball so far.
Very close ball games. We've seen great defense, solid pitching, but it's been the hitting. I think especially coming from Team Chidester, there's 6 combined home runs through the first 2 ball games here in this championship season. We know just how important getting those win points are to these players. That's how you're going to jump up on the leaderboard. So you know that the players for Team Chidester are really thrilled coming out with a W tonight.
That leaderboard is temporary. Bubba Nichols, who's front and center, she's expecting to get some serious MVP points. And we haven't had that yet, but we have had the win points added on. Everyone's going to get an extra 50 in orange. So Anissa Urtez now is in second place. But remember, we still have MVP points to be distributed. We'll tell you about those MVP points and update the leaderboard when we come back in a bit for our second game. We still have one coming up. We still have Team Ocasio taking on Team Eberly. For Madison Shipman, for Key Michael, and our entire Athletes Unlimited crew, I'm Eric Collins from Rosemont, Illinois. Our next game will be in 20 minutes' time. Team Eberly taking on Team Chidester.